The first is that the areas of the brain, remember that I said that this toxic stress elicits a stress or a cortisol response. And we know that in certain areas of the brain, particularly the prefrontal cortex, that there are certain areas in the prefrontal cortex that are very sensitive to high amounts of cortisol. It actually perturbs the neurocircuitry there. Now, areas in the prefrontal cortex are associated with executive functions and learning. So a child that has had a history of exposure to stress, they're not going to be as good a learner, and their executive functions are not going to be as good as a child who has not been exposed to stress because of the exposure of those areas of the brain to these stress responses. That's the first example. The second example is, remember, we just talked about children who have been exposed to violence are more hypervigilant. So if you're a more hypervigilant child and you're detecting threat all the time and in your environment, you're not going to be able to pay as much attention to what the teacher is telling you as a child who has not had that exposure, who can maintain their attention and sustain their attention towards the teacher and towards the lessons that are going on in the classroom.